I wanted to ask you that sometimes we take decisions and we feel they are okay because it is for what we believe to be the greater good. Is that true, or is it just a way of easing our conscience?
I think here, firstly, the goal which you want, you see, that is something positive to other, something beneficial to other. That is important, not harming other. That's goal. You should think. Your thinking is really compassionate thinking or not. Number one. Number two, method to achieve that, as I mentioned earlier, we should follow to achieve that good goal, but method should be realistic. So think. So now, for example, I always talk the importance of secular ethics. I am Buddhist. As I already mentioned, I practice these things. I really, you see, have the experience transform about my emotion through this Buddhist practice. But meantime, I never state Buddhism is best. The different people, different mental disposition, you see, judging their own way of thinking, their own mental disposition. Like medicine, you cannot say one medicine, this is best medicine. You cannot say. Judging individual patient, or his or her illness and physical condition, judging all these factors, then can describe this medicine is best for you. So similarly, different mental disposition, so you cannot say one religion is best. I never state Buddhism is best. For me, Buddhism is best. But different people, different mental disposition, then according to their own mental disposition, they should choose the suitable sort of religion. That's much effective, much better. So like that, goal is perfect, good. You after analyze, that's very good, beneficial to other. And then you should analyze method, more realistic, isn't it? Like I feel the Iraq war, the President Bush, his motivation is good, goal is good, but method wrong. Like that. That I feel, yes, okay. I feel possible on the basis of basic human nature, as I mentioned earlier, more compassionate. Anger is not, I think, basic, of course, part of our nature of our mind or our emotion, but the basic nature is more compassionate. That is the sort of basis. Then use human intelligence properly. What's the value of anger? What's the value of jealousy or frustration? Then you will realize, oh, anger is no good. On the other hand, compassion, tolerance, forgiveness, these things really antidote of this destructive emotion. Use our intelligence. Then you can change. Okay. I think animal without this brain, you see, cannot do that. We human being, this intelligence, we have the ability to change some emotion. There was a lesson or some emotion. The emotion, like you see, the compassion and anger is a contradictory each other. So therefore, logically, the contradictory sort of emotion, another emotion increase, then other emotion reduce. And then here, important thing is, all destructive emotion very much related with short-sighted and narrow-minded. The positive emotion all have the very sound basis. Therefore, the destructive emotion come spontaneously, but not much sound-based. The positive emotion we can train. The religious word, we can meditate on it. We cannot meditate on anger. We can meditate on compassion. So, familiarize. Anger, come. Not much familiarize. Come here.
Without familiarization.
Oh. But positive emotion, firstly, the hearing, some knowledge from hearing. Now this, I think, Indian tradition. The understanding on first level is hearing. Then that point you already sort of heard. Now think, analyze. That we call vipassana. And in order to carry vipassana properly, you see, you also, there's a single-pointed mind there. Combined with a single-pointed mind, that is shamatha, and analytical sort of analyzation, that is vipassana. Combine that, the positive emotion, then much sort of familiarize, bring conviction. On the second level of understanding, through analyze or even through experiment, then your understanding is very deep, and that brings conviction. Then that is second level. Then familiarize that conviction day by day, month by month, year by year. Decades. Or decades to decades. You want too long. According to secular sort of way, you want something different. Decade by decade. Familiarize these things. Then real effect come. So the change or transformation of our emotion very possible. Then this method is not just a prayer, not just a faith, but analyze. Then the real transformation of our emotion very possible. That much I also have some experience. Now over 50, 60 years, I seriously sort of thinking, firstly learning, secondly analyze, including scientific sort of finding, combine, like quantum physics. And as I already mentioned, emotions such as anger is very much sort of based on mental projection, like that. So I really now notice the Nalanda tradition. Buddha himself, you see, told us, "Oh, my follower, monks, scholars should not accept my teaching out of faith, but rather thorough investigation and experiment." So therefore, I usually is describing Buddha Shakyamuni 2,600 years ago. Buddha Shakyamuni was one aspect of that person, is great thinker, great philosopher. He taught quantum physics in his teaching. The Sanskrit tradition, he clearly mentioned about quantum physics. Then one, you see, he emphasizes experiment or research. Therefore, I consider him, one aspect of that person is ancient Indian scientist, like that. So therefore, the reasoning, not just faith on quotation, no. Even Buddha's own sort of word, we must analyze. If it goes against reason, then we have the liberty to reject. So like that. So therefore, you see these kasota. So familiarize, then gradually change our emotion, like that. So we change our emotion. We must utilize fully about our intelligence. That is very important. Okay. Next question.
How to get the strength when your loved one passes away? Specifically from Alka, how to cope up with the loss of a mother?
Firstly, as I mentioned earlier, we should be realistic. So then, any living thing, including flowers and our body, there is beginning, there is end. Quite logical. So there is birth, there is death. Come. So death is part of our life. You see, mentally, death is part of our life. Sooner or later will come. That mental attitude, very helpful. Actual sort of death come. Then you already sort of accepted this part of our life. Number one. Then some of your close friend passed away. Then instead of worry, sadness, you see, you should develop determination. Now I have the responsibility to fulfill the late person's wish. When my tutor passed away, usually I consider my tutor like solid rock. I can lean on it. When my tutor, Ling Rinpoche, and passed away, then now I lost that. Very sad. But I try to translate that sadness to bring the source of my determination. Now my tutor no longer there. Now I have the responsibility to fulfill his wish. So that sadness translates because of further determination or willpower. So that you can do. Your dear friend or husband or wife like that, or children or parent, you should think that way. Just sad, worry, sad. If the late person some way to know that, then that so late your friend also feel more worry. But if you, of course, sadness there, but you see that transform the addition of your determination, your sort of was a pledge. I will fulfill my late friend's wish. Then that the late person, if way to know, then feel happy. My friend now really carry the determination to fulfill my wish. Okay, thinking that line. Okay, next question.
How do you decide which path to take? The easy path with assured success, or a path which is very risky and you don't know what's going to be the end?
That's difficult to say. But again here, as I mentioned earlier, analyze. thoroughly analyze and use our wisdom fully. Before take decision, no hurry. If there is time, of course. If mad dog coming, then not much time to analyze. you have to protect yourself, of course. So if there's time, there's analyze. That's important. Then long period, quiet, no matter how long it take, analyze, and also ask your friend, your trusted friend, not artificial friend. Then, once you decide, then you no hesitation, follow that. I usually do that.